Last year, we told you about the Hampden Elementary and Middle School chess teams, led by their coach, who is also a school janitor. Both teams went on to win the Maine Scholastic Team Chess Championships.
Nationally, the Reeds-Brooks Middle School team placed 8th. Joy Hollowell joins us now with an update on the teams. The story of Coach David Bishop and his similarity to Netflix's The Queen's Gambit brought national attention to the schools. Steve Hartman even profiled them for his popular On the Road CBS Evening News series. But as we found out, there are changes to the chess teams this year.
I didn't really think that we were going to make it to nationals. Everyone was super excited. That's all we'd talk about for a while.
Asa Wentworth started playing chess when he was young. That passion for pawns increased when he joined the Hampden Middle School's chess team.
It was really fun, to be a part of something like that.
Eli Sulhan also found purpose in playing on the chess team.
I feel like I wasn't very engaged much, so I thought chess would be a good way to, be engaged more with the school and stuff.
Both Reeds-Brook 8th graders say they were excited for this year's season, but early on they realized things were very different.
I heard Mr. Bishop was leaving, so I was a little bummed with that.
According to RSU 22 School Superintendent Nick Raymond, David Bishop officially resigned last fall from both paid chess coaching positions within the district. Additionally, both the Hampden Elementary and Middle School teams were told the district would not support their participation in the Scholastic State Meets, which this year were held in Hampden. If the students wanted to compete, they would have to register under the non-school affiliated name of Rebel Chess Team.
The board last year voted to use some of their, I believe they were discretionary funds to help to pay for the kids' registration fees at nationals. This year we were told that the superintendent had decided that we would not be able to receive any funding for nationals.
We reached out to Mr. Raymond to inquire about the changes. He declined an interview but did provide responses in an email. Raymond points out RSU 22 has 2 middle school chess teams, one at Reeds-Brook in Hampden and one at Wagner in Winterport. He says, quote, "Last year it became very apparent how different each of the programs were and how some students had the opportunity to participate in a chess program within the district, while others did not. It was at that time the district decided to make equitable opportunities for all of our middle school students and mirror the Wagner chess format at Reeds-Brook." As for Hampden's elementary school chess team, Raymond says, the intent to have chess as an interscholastic activity was not the philosophy we were looking for. It is our understanding that the previous format for Weatherby included many weekend commitments, where students would be required to attend multiple-hour events, weekend practices, and participants were asked to sign commitment contracts. Both Sulhan and Wentworth say they feel cheated out of this year's chess team season.
It didn't feel like it was complete at all. It was you play a couple games and leave.
Yeah, I was a little confused because we were getting treated badly because we were successful.
As for the RSU 22 school board paying for last year's registration fees at nationals, Superintendent Raymond calls that an exception. He says moving forward, the school district will not fund non-school sponsored activities. Now, we did speak to David Bishop. He confirms he is still working as a janitor for the school district. Bishop declined to be interviewed, but did say he is now coaching homeschooled students in Hampden. And in March, their chess team won the K-3 Maine State Chess Championship. Back to you.